4 days ago, I asked you guys in a community post whether you preferred World's Edge or Kings Canyon. So I want to go over the results of that and then, give my own personal opinion and basically just kind of like talk about how as the maps have progressed, my opinions on them have changed, that kind of thing. So I was really shocked, I guess, to see how many people preferred Kings Canyon, because it seems like people who prefer World's Edge are a lot louder than the people who prefer Kings Canyon. There were 16,000 people who voted and 355 people who left comments, and probably well over 300 of the comments talked about how they preferred World's Edge, and more than 60% of the votes left out of the 16,000 preferred Kings Canyon. So that was just something that was really interesting for me to like take a look at before I started doing this, because I had looked through some of the comments just over the course of the 4 days, but I was trying not to spoil too much of it for myself, just so that when I sat down to record this, it would be like fresh, I guess. And yeah, that was very startling to me. However, I actually agree with the voting majority here. I actually do prefer Kings Canyon this season, and I'm going to talk about why in depth, and I want you to let me know if you guys agree with it. Did I convince you? Towards the end of this video, you could leave a comment down below. But before we get into that, you could really help out the channel just by dropping a like. It's completely free, and if at any point during this video you decide you don't like it or you don't like me, you can unlike the video before clicking off. So let's get into it. So the reason that I'm not the hugest fan of the changes to World's Edge, one, I just want to start off with probably the most BS one, the one that doesn't really have any grounding. I don't like the lighting on it, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's at least one person out there that agrees with me, but back in season 3 when they first dropped World's Edge, it was so vibrant and colorful, and like it was just nice to look at. And now when I load up onto it, I feel like I'm playing like Doom Eternal, like the part where you're in hell, but my brightness is turned all the way down to 0, even though I have my brightness in Apex up to like 70. There's just like such gloomy vibes about it, and it's so hard to see stuff at times, especially if the people you're fighting have darker like skins on. So that's my main reason, I guess, which you can compare to Kings Canyon, which still has the same like blue skies and bright vibes that it has had, the whole time. And I also wish that they hadn't gotten rid of the train on World's Edge. I should have started this off by saying previously, back a season ago, I much preferred World's Edge over Kings Canyon, even though I wasn't the hugest fan of Harvester, and I don't think there are really any people who are the hugest fans of Harvester, at least from like the chat in my streams when I asked. It's universally one of the most avoided spots on World's Edge. People just don't enjoy rotating through it. It's hard to take fights there. You don't know where you're getting shot from. And I feel like they took that Harvester like kind of sentiment of like this big structure that's like a little hard to maneuver, and they were kind of like, well, people don't really like Harvester. What if we took that same idea and then applied it to every change that we're gonna make to World's Edge this season? And they kind of just made a bunch of like really big structures that have like narrow, tight spaces that you have to go through. They're not the greatest to fight in. I don't mind having to actually like travel through them. Additionally, I still cry myself to sleep every night that the Mirage Voyage is gone. Whenever World's Edge is on, it just like tears that wound right open again. I feel like the band-aid isn't just ripped off me, it's burned off me with a blowtorch. And I really wish they would bring that back. Please respawn, I'm begging you. But aside from that, I'm sad the train's gone, but I just much prefer the changes that they made to Kings Canyon. Even though Skulltown is gone, I actually don't mind what they replaced it with. I really like that area. I also like Capacitor. I just like what they did to like that top right hand corner of the map. I think those were really good changes because it added points of interest that weren't too congested. I'm also a really big fan of the cutout in labs. I think that's a fantastic rotation point. I just think like a majority of the changes that I was grouchy about on Kings Canyon when it first dropped have really grown on me, and a lot of the changes that I initially liked on World's Edge are really starting to kind of like irk me. So I did read through a lot of the comments, and this seems like the sentiment is people are just glad that there's a rotation because there are parts of both maps that frustrate them, which I do understand, but I think something that a lot of new players take for granted is that rotation system. And even older players, I think we're at the point where, you know, it's so settled into just the everyday playing of Apex that people just kind of forgot that we never used to have a rotation system. And so I think when there was no rotation system, the map changes were a little bit better, because I feel like when there's no rotation, it's like you have to get the map perfect because it's what people are going to be playing on like the whole time. Whereas now that there's a rotation, I feel like there's not as much pressure. But something else that I also noticed was a lot of people who were saying that it feels like Kings Canyon's more fun to play casually, where World's Edge is more fun to play competitively, which I do agree with quite a bit. It feels like a lot of the changes that are being made to World's Edge are making it so that fights like last a little bit longer. The rotations are like a little more straightforward. Even if they do take a little bit longer, it seems like they're like building in these rotations. Whereas Kings Canyon still feels a little bit like a Wild West area, where it's just kind of like you run along and fight as you're going. You're making up rotations as you go. There's not like set areas where you're like, if I land here, oh, I'm going to rotate through here. I'm going to rotate through here to get to here. It's just kind of like, oh, there's gunfire over here, I'm going to chase them. Whereas World's Edge feels a little bit more like sedimentary, if that makes sense, where before you even jump out of the plane, you like have a map in your head. If the circle's in this area, I have to rotate this way, because the choke points are a little more pronounced on World's Edge. So let me know if you guys agree with me, if you disagree with me. Do you guys feel the same way about like the gloomy lighting on World's Edge? Does that have an impact for you guys too, or is that just for me? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like if you haven't already. Hopefully I've convinced you with my opinions on the maps in Apex Legends. But if not, oh well. As always, next time, I have like 150 other videos you can check out if you want to. If you want to join the club, you can do that by hitting that red subscribe button right underneath this video, and I would really appreciate that. But until next time, guys, take it easy.
Reloading. Throwing Arc Star. Taking shots. Enemy void running.